What's up, guys? Welcome to the Make It Happen podcast. I am your host, Mr. Make It Happen. This is episode 38, and we have a very special guest on the couch with us today, Stormy. You guys probably know her on Instagram. She's been doing all the food reviews in the 757. People send her to me in my DM all the time. When I did like a little stint of doing food reviews and people would send me your stuff, it's like, damn, she's doing good. So everybody I know out here, they look to you. So you got a very good fan base, especially in this area. I'm sure that, you've been doing stuff outside of the 757 too, right?
A little bit like Richmond and D.C.
Cool. Well, we'll get into that because I'm from Richmond, so I got some questions for you about that.
Sure. Okay.
Mel's on the couch. Moody's behind the boards. It's Tuesday, right?
Yep.
I keep messing that up today. I've been saying it's Wednesday all day.
It is Tuesday.
I never
It's
know the
Tuesday.
day.
Me either.
That's my toxic trait.
Today was podcast day. That's all I knew.
Yeah, that's it. That's the
Calendar
calendar was
podcast.
green. Yeah.
Correct.
So do you do this full time?
Yeah, I would say so. So I do social media managing. That's
Okay.
like my business, Blue Media Management. So I always say I do that full
Shameless
time.
plug.
Look, I know, right?
Say it one more time for the camera.
Blue Media Management, you feel me? So I say I do that full time, and then the content is still kind of like a hobby.
Okay. So
I don't
100.
really-
How many followers you at now? 100 and
130. Well, I'm like at 129, and then 985.
after
so,
today,
you
it'll be
know.
30.
Yeah, look, 130. And then on TikTok, I'm like at almost 60K. And then surprisingly, Threads has been going up. That's
Yeah?
something I don't pay attention to, but I'm almost at like 30K there.
I
so.
forgot that exists. I gotta do
Right.
better. It's too many platforms.
Yeah.
It really is. Too
You
many
know what you
platforms.
should look at if you haven't been doing it is Twitter or X.
Oh, yeah.
I think that they're mean on there though, so be prepared for that. But if you can get past that, I think that that's an underserved platform for your style of content.
I feel like, as a zillennial, that's what I identify as, right? Gen Z, cusp with millennial. It's important. I feel like I was on the start of Twitter because when Twitter first
Yeah.
came out, we were all on Twitter. Same thing with Instagram.
Right.
So now I haven't been on Twitter for a while. Like our ex, I'm scared. Like, what's
It's-
going on
it's
there?
It's violent on there, but
Yeah. It's funny though. It's funny meme.
yeah, you just gotta have thick skin.
Yeah.
They got the most brainless people there.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
As
People
far
just
as like the comments, the haters. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Each platform has like its different haters or
Oh,
trolls
man.
type of comments. Like, what you think the worst comments are? Comment section.
Twitter for sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
Twitter
it's not
for
even
sure.
close, but
Yeah.
I think that it doesn't bother me the same. Like the hate on Twitter doesn't I know it's Twitter. Like
'cause,
it's
like,
like whatever. But Instagram and YouTube are probably the places where like it hits home a little bit more.
I feel you.
I've been trying to do a better job of like just ignoring it, but it's so hard.
Is that
It is
because you care more about the platform? Not saying that you don't care about them equally, but like that's what I want to ask both of you guys. What platform do you like posting the most on? What's your favorite?
It used to be Instagram, so the algorithm just treats me like a
Ooh.
stepchild. Every 4 to 5 months, I'll go through a spell where it's like nothing. So like Q4 of last year, I gained like 220,000 followers in 3 months. And the last 3 months, I might have gained 12,000 followers. Just because, and then when I look at my posts, they're only showing it to sometimes it'll be 99% of my own followers. So they're not showing it to anybody new. So the only way that you can grow when that's happening is if people are reposting it constantly. So you're not getting any additional push from Instagram for whatever reason. I'm not sure what I did, but this happens every so often. I'm not sure.
Yeah, like what they do with the algorithm. I
Yeah.
think like for me, I love Instagram. I like Instagram's the better platform for me. TikTok, I used to be heavy on TikTok before I started Instagram. I feel like that algorithm, that's where it really shut me down. So then I moved to Instagram. So I think Instagram for me.
Yeah.
Comments wise, I guess I pay attention more to Instagram since that's just my larger platform. And on TikTok, I just figure people are just trolling anyway. But
Do you get much hate? Like, what can you hate on about?
Right. That's what I be trying to say. Oh my gosh.
I get why people hate. I mean, not really, but I could see where people are coming from sometimes
With you, with
when
a recipe?
they hate on me. Yeah.
What are they
Some
saying?
people just, well, I don't want to get into all of that.
like, what are they
sometimes I
saying?
guess people don't like seeing people of other cultures cook other cultures' food.
Okay.
So I get a
Okay.
lot of that. Even though I don't necessarily agree with that perspective, I can understand how somebody arrived at that
Okay.
perspective.
I feel like for me, the judgment I get comes from people that are like, they went to the restaurant and they didn't like it. Like they'll comment and like,
those people are very opinionated.
They'll be like, I went, and let me tell you, they will purposely see my post, go to the place, come back to my post, whether it be a week later, a month later. I went to this place because of your review. Service sucked, food sucked, this and that. Like, whoa, okay, sorry about that. And I always say, did you go leave them a review?
Right.
Instead of coming to my review to leave me a review about my review, So that's the most I get is people not liking it. And if I click their profile and they're a storm chaser, I just leave it alone. If I click their profile and they don't follow me.
How do you know if they're a storm chaser?
They just follow me.
Okay.
That's how I distinguish the storm chasers.
Got you.
If they don't follow me and I click their profile and you was talking shit, then I'm like, okay, let me clap back or let me block you or something. I don't know. Depends on how
I gotta
much they
stop
did.
responding. Like I did such a good job for a good stretch of time, and then every once in a while I open my phone.
It's like a threshold.
And I'm having a bad day, and it's like, you mother.
It's like everything coming in, one just come through, and you be like, oh, I'm gonna say something to you.
Yeah, I did that recently, and then I went back to it. I went to sleep, woke up, and then I apologized to him because I felt bad. Even though he was a complete
sometimes might be necessary
dickhead.
though, because sometimes you gotta let people know too that you're still human. Like sometimes people say reckless stuff just because they're seeing the image of you, like, oh, this person does this. Like, I think they forget that you have feelings too and that you're human.
A lot of times they want a reaction too.
Yeah.
So like, usually if I give you the reaction you want, then it's like, oh, I was just joking. Da, da, da. Like, bro,
Right.
that wasn't a joke. What you said is not a joke.
I'm gonna botch this quote, but Abraham Lincoln had this quote where if you got something mean to say about somebody, write it in a letter and ball it up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What is the point of? I have never in my life left a negative comment on anybody's post ever.
Yeah.
Like if it's a friend, I might leave a joking negative comment about like his outfit or like something like fucking with you. But in terms of like somebody that is trying to do something with their life and they're like cooking a recipe or starting a business or whatever it is, nothing in me would ever allow myself to go under that person's video or content and say something negative. If I don't like it, I just won't watch it.
Facts.
And I don't like a lot of the shit that I see on Instagram. But I'm not gonna leave like hate mail under your content that you worked hard on and spent your money on, and like you're trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure it out. Everybody's trying to figure it out.
Right, especially being a content creator. Can I tell you guys a funny story about a comment really quick? So one time I reviewed this burger spot and I got this comment and it was just talking so much about like, these prices are too high. Like you say everywhere is good. This and that. Like they were just kind of like coming at me. And so the profile picture was a dog's profile picture or whatever. So I'm like, you know what? That comment made me so mad. So I clapped back like, yo, like, I forgot what I said, but I was like, you don't like, who are you talking to? It's just a burger spot. Reviewed it, this and that. Thought it was good. It's my opinion. Da da da. So somebody else comments and he's like, yo, lady, stop talking to my dog like that. Like, what's your problem? Like, you're really sitting here arguing with a dog. Get a life. I looked at that. I said, yo, what? And I commented back. I said, yo, that's my bad. Like, I didn't mean to come at your dog like that, but your dog came at me. Now I'm looking crazy. And he just was like, you need to chill. Like, grow up. And I was like, yeah. And I thought it was so funny. After that, I said, you know what? I'm not even about to take it serious no more. Like, that was too much.
You just got to ignore it.
Facts.
Respond to the love and let people know that you appreciate it, but
and at
the
this point
arguing
in time,
back and forth is just.
I kind of wonder what percentage is just bots.
Oh, it's a huge percentage.
You know what I'm
on
saying?
Twitter, it's a large
like what
percentage.
percentage is just a bot?
But Instagram too. Like sometimes I'll click on it if it's something mean. I'll click on it. They got 2 followers. They follow 400 people.
They're just trolling.
And it's who knows what it is.
Right.
Right.
Like I said, if you don't have a profile picture, I'm not talking back.
Yeah,
to
not
you.
even entertaining.
Yeah, sometimes I do though, but I gotta stop. I'm gonna cut it out.
It's funny though, because I see you responding and I see like one of your supporters just be like, Matt, don't respond back to them. They're not worth it and stuff like that. Just like you just going at them.
Supporters are everything. They really do like uplift you and like keep you going, I think, at some point. Like
for sure.
There were so many times where I wanted to stop doing content because I just was over it. Like I'm like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. But literally, because of the storm chasers, like they really rock with me that I'd be like, okay, let me go ahead and, continue to do it. Yeah. But if it wasn't for like the love and support that I legit get from them, I probably would have been stopped.
Yeah. So it's like they hold you accountable. Like even with me, like I post going to the gym. I've been trying to lose weight for the past 3-4 years. And it's like, I know every time I post, and if I don't post, people be like, did you go to the gym today? What's going on? I ain't seen you posting about it. It's like, they just hold you accountable.
That's good. That's
for
that's
sure.
what it's about. It's like a
Yeah.
community. That's really what social media is
Right.
founded on. It's trying to, and the people that have the most success, they have a strong community.
Mm-hmm.
So the storm chasers, that the community that you're developing as it continues to grow, that's going to benefit you greatly. I think that the people that are most successful at the things that we're trying to do content wise, they have a really strong community.
Community, like you said it right, keyword, because there could be people that have 300,000 followers. Like, again, I'm at 130, you're at 1 million, but there could still be people that have 500,000 or whatever, but they don't have that community.
Right.
So, because of that community, you're able to sell your cookbook, congrats
Right.
on that,
Thank
and
you.
do all this type of stuff. And same thing with mine. I'm able to have a sangria or do these different things because they're going to support my ventures because they rock with me.
Did you bring us any sangria, by the way?
You know what?
Damn.
And I was going to
That's
send you a
my
message.
bad.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
thought we was getting
yeah,
along.
I was
Oh
going to
my
send you.
gosh,
I was
I
like, bring a
should've.
bottle. We'll do product placement. I was like, I'm gonna see if she
Yo,
going.
That's all good.
that's my bad.
Next
I got
time.
y'all. I
Next
got y'all
time.
for sure. For
No
real.
big
Everybody
deal.
getting bottles.
I'm not
up in
drinking
her.
today anyway. No big deal.
Look, I know we got mocktails and stuff. But yeah, because of the community, I think we're able to do that. And I think that's where some content creators lack. Like, they try so hard to be like some other content creator. They try so hard to like
lot of
imitate,
that.
but they're forgetting like people want to follow people and they want to get to know you. So no matter how many followers you have, even when I was at like 30, 40K, the Storm Chasers was such a swarm selling out businesses that compared to other influencers that may have had 100,000, my Storm Chasers was still outbeating their,
Yeah, for
views and
sure.
people. So
And a lot of times, I think followers everybody cares about it, but
Yeah.
it's a vanity metric. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you could have 3 million. You see celebrities all the time, 3 million followers. They post something, they get 150 comments, or
Right.
like the engagement doesn't match for a lot of these people that have these large followers. And a lot of that's, we just talked about the algorithm, that plays a factor in it as well. But I think that, like you said, having whatever size community it is, if you have enough people that are supporting you, that's what's gonna
I feel like
get you where you
what
wanna
you're
go.
doing also matters.
Right.
Like, I feel like probably, the female model online is probably the most followed group
Right.
of people online.
and they're
but
not
they
going
don't
to
have
support
a
anything that she
community.
does.
Yeah, like,
They're
Yeah.
just there to look at
to
her.
look right, for sure. But if you build, like, you building around food, which people are going to use, and you building around business and people going to eat, so it's like you a trusted source for this thing. So I
Right.
can come back to your page and receive this type of value.
And there's also people that do something similar to what we do or what I do that are more entertaining, but people aren't necessarily going to cook their stuff. Like,
Right.
they're there to like some of these people, like, they're doing the weird stuff with the food, like the over sexualized stuff.
Oh,
You
you're
ever
talking
seen the
about
guys, like,
sexual
they're, like,
cooking.
Playing with the
Ooh,
salmon, doing all
yeah.
the weird shit.
Yeah.
Like,
She ooh.
I don't,
Let me tell you something.
I sure have seen that.
I don't know, like, what
What
that
audience?
community is like,
Right.
but I imagine that people are there for a different reason than
Right.
what are watching me.
Nah,
on
they
my
would
I
be
video.
can
wildin'.
distinguish like if it's cringy or not. It's like sometimes I watch those videos of them doing that sexual cooking and it's kind of like, ugh, like, why are you doing that? But then sometimes it's like entertaining. So I don't know.
I'm on the super cringy side.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
cringy, but it's
Cringy
like
side.
But then I look
kinda-
at the comments and, like, girls are like, "Oh my god, do me next." I'm like, "Girl, it's salmon."
No.
I
I
need
think
to
it
go
goes
out on
about
a
how
date.
they do it though. Like there's one guy I see where he goes like in, like I'm talking about, it's creepy how he looks in the camera.
Everything about it is
yeah,
creepy.
it's creepy. But then there's some that kind of do it slightly, like I don't know. It's kind of weird.
The
That's
last
weird.
one
Food
I
fetish.
seen, it was a guy, I guess he caters, and he started with the salmon. The last one, he had grapes and poured honey down there and trying to put it in a lady. She had to been 60 plus.
Oh, yeah, that's the dude that be
Grabbing
doing
her
all
by
the
the
work.
throat
I know
and
you're
saying,
talking about.
I
"No."
reported it.
Oh no!
My son is right beside me.
This
I
is
don't
elder
understand.
abuse.
God.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
Oh
crazy.
no, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
It's
absolutely
bad. It's getting bad. It's
Yeah,
for
people
views.
are doing exactly for views. They're
Yeah.
doing anything. I was just
Yeah.
watching something earlier about that. Like literally, they're making up stories. They're lying.
Yeah.
They're just
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fake
It's-
story
yeah.
times.
It's sad.
all
yeah,
type
fake
of-
story times. All that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Because it's just
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah,
People
but
die
my
for
thing
it.
is, like, and I've been telling people this since I started. You gotta, like, the attention only is valuable if you have something to do with it.
yeah.
Right.
Because if not, then you're gonna keep doing the goofy shit trying to get attention again. Like, you might do something like silly and you get 1 million views, but you have no foundation, nothing that you can drive these people to build a community or build an audience or sell them a product or whatever the case may be.
Right.
You're just doing goofy shit for attention.
Right.
What's next? You're gonna get naked and jump off the roof into a thing
They
of
just
jello.
really like that bad.
The
You
fame,
just
they
looking
at
for
the
weird
fame
shit
side
to
of
do.
Things, like,
I think they're just looking at, I mean, so I have this saying that I always say, which kind of grounds me, is I say, cool, I'm cool in real life. That's what I always say.
Right.
Because I feel like, F the social media shit. Like, I've always been me from high school, Navy life, you know what I'm saying? I was always doing what I need to do. So it doesn't matter how many followers I have. Like,
Right.
you know, and I think sometimes people, I don't want to say they weren't cool in real life, but they
No,
start
they
to
weren't.
get the
yeah, for sure. That happens though. It
Look
happens.
right
they
into
start
the
to
camera.
get the followers.
A lot of them were not
You
cool
were
in
not
real life.
cool
You're
in
not
real
that guy,
life.
buddy.
Oh.
You're not that guy, buddy.
A lot of
that
them
felt good
were
to
not.
get out. Look, that felt
Yeah.
good to get out. No, but so then they get the likes and they get the attention, and now they're starting to translate that to, oh, I got this stardom. Like, people love me.
Right.
But then in real life, look at how you living.
Yeah.
Look at what you're doing. Like, you know, you're over here literally making up stories, lying or hurting yourself, even doing these crazy mukbangs for views, and you might get money from it. But like you said, what are you doing with that money? Are
Right.
you investing? Are you doing what? There's all kinds of content creators that quit their job, end up going back to work because they just, you know, believed the hype, started living above their means, and boom, you know. So I
And
don't
then
know.
like things change, algorithms change. Facebook at one point was paying people like up to $35,000 for reels, and they took that shit away right out the gate.
All right.
So like you got to be careful about that. Like the quick rise to stardom doesn't always pan out. Like it's
Right.
important to. I think the slow and steady approach is the best way to do it. People see that I have 1 million followers and like they might think that happened overnight. I've been doing this shit for a long time, like 5 years of really. I started with a food blog, then I started doing the content. We started a YouTube channel in 2020. Like this is a solid 4 or 5 years of like every single day consistently working at it.
right.
I think that's the way to develop and like build a community, build a business, most importantly. Because people that just get famous like overnight, you're not prepared for that. Like, what do I
Right.
do with this audience now?
Right.
I think if you learn as you go and you do it kind of slowly, it works out better in the long run.
I would
Not
agree.
believing your own hype
Yeah.
as well. Just staying grounded, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm cool in real life. That's a good way to just stay grounded.
Yeah, that's the most important part. Like
sure.
just be you. Like don't let this change who you are. That happens a lot.
a lot.
Yeah, they definitely changed. Like, I meet so many people that are like, yo, you're mad chill. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
think you was gonna be. I'm like, well, how did you think I was gonna be? Like, and they're
I
like,
just
now you're just
eat
mad
food.
chill.
Like, we do the same thing everybody else
Yeah.
does. I cook, you eat, I eat too. But like, we're not doing anything. We're not doing brain surgery or curing cancer or
Right.
doing anything super crazy.
Right.
It's very normal things to do.
Yeah, I just try. Like, I don't let it get to my head or anything like that. I
Right.
just keep, doing what I'm doing, and I feel like everything has happened on its own time. Everything has constantly led me to the platform. No matter how many times I try to like stop it or do whatever, something happened that would like bring me back in. Especially like I said, the Storm Chasers. So I just think people definitely need to keep being authentic, and I think now we can see like the different trends that change online. Like people are now really liking more authentic content.
For sure.
They want you to just talk into the camera. They want to just have a conversation with you. They're stopping, like, they don't want to just a show anymore. They want that real life stuff. So,
Yeah.
and of course, entertainment. But
That makes sense. So earlier you said something about being in the Navy. Is that what brought you to the 757?
yes,
So where are you from originally?
San Diego.
Okay. I never
So-
met anybody from San Diego. I don't
Really?
think. No.
Okay. Oh, really? Never?
I didn't think you was a
wow.
Cali girl.
What? I'm totally a Cali girl. I don't give you Cali
Follow
vibes.
No.
so chill though.
No.
No, yeah, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I didn't think Cali at all.
I'm West Coast all the way.
With a New York hat on. I was like, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I know, right? Look, because all the SD hats are not cute. All
True.
they have is the brown ones. Like, ugh. Anyways, yeah, I'm from San Diego, and I've been out here now for 9, going on 10 years.
Okay.
So it's been a little minute. This was my first station, and I just stayed here my whole time. But I did deploy a few times. But I just got out in February.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you liked it enough to stay, or you just kind of had roots and friends and you didn't feel like moving?
The Navy just kind of kept me here, and then my platform now is what continues to keep me here.
Right.
And also, I have just a life, like my business, my clients, the content. I just have a life for myself here. I just bought a house recently, so
Congratulations.
thank you. So I just felt kind of like this is where I'm going to call home. Like I don't know where else I would want to move because San Diego, My dad's like, do you want to come back here on the West Coast? Hell nah. Like, it's so expensive there.
So expensive.
So it's like I couldn't afford my lifestyle I have now, in San Diego.
Right.
And then also, like, why would I give up a platform that I have now that's mostly based here in Virginia just to go back to the West Coast? It's not that deep for me.
Have you thought about expanding outside of Virginia and 75? I know you say you've done Richmond, D.C., a couple other spots, but...
If anything, it will be more so starting to do more Richmond, which I do have a couple spots this weekend. I'm going to try Richmond, but it would just be kind of go to Richmond more and then kind of go to D.C. more.
Gotcha.
But I'm still at that point where I'm like, how deep is it really for me? Because I feel like if I wanted to take this shit and go turbo mode, like, X Games mode, and really start reviewing every day, pumping stuff out, I could. But I just am not there yet where I'm like, that stuff is, it's time consuming. Content is time consuming. And if you want to push out content daily, you're going to put in a lot of hours. And right now I'm kind of liking my little lifestyle. So,
well, that's good. I wish I was more like that because I'm working every day.
Yes.
Like every day. But I really appreciate people like that like you're happy with what you got and you don't have to kill yourself to try to keep up whatever pace it is that you just made up.
Because when will it be enough?
Never. I'm going to let you know. Never.
Yeah.
I'm testimony to that.
When
and
will
then
it
as
be
soon as I'm
enough?
like, all right, we're not going to do anything else. I'm like, boom, let's open a restaurant. Let's do this. Let's
It's
already
that
take this
adrenaline.
big plate of things I got going on and then do the most difficult thing imaginable. Like,
That's something I started to realize is like, ask me that question, like, when will it be enough? And I feel like you really do have to seek happiness in everything that you do now. You have to be grateful for what you do now because people will spend their whole life chasing something. And when I took the moment to say, I have everything I want. What, you know what I'm saying? Of course, who wouldn't want like more money? Who wouldn't want this and that? But I have everything. I have, my health. I have a house. I have a car. I have, my platform. Like, what else am I chasing when I have the happiness I have right now? So
That's
I just
beautiful.
really keep that with me every day because it will never be enough. That job ain't gonna make you happy. That relationship ain't gonna make you feel fulfilled. Like, none of that shit is gonna do it. So you gotta just like seek right now. So once I started doing that, I was like, okay, like the content is cool. I love it, but I will never let it consume me.
right.
I feel like you came from a great home.
Yeah, good
Great
parents.
morals, background, good background for sure.
I
People
mean-
loved you growing up. For sure, I can tell.
That's good.
Had a side
Yeah,
yard.
yeah.
sense of
But
self-worth.
I've
for
done
sure,
a lot of
yeah.
adult work. Like when I
Yeah.
turned 25, I started therapy. It was really tough, like heavy on the therapy, still in therapy. And I just started really like soul searching. And I, for a long time, was like just seeking. And again, me being in the military, I was working myself to death. I felt like literally I got lupus. So that's stress induced. And that's why I was medically retired from the Navy.
Damn.
And they say that a lot of Black women, specifically like autoimmune diseases, is very common with us, especially lupus. So I was working myself to death. If you would have saw me in the military 3-4 years ago, you would have seen a different girl. I was on the fast track, making rank, everything. I had a whole plan. And when I got my lupus diagnosis, and it's literally induced by stress, the more I stress, the more I flare up. And I have health issues. So I literally can't stress or I might die.
Yeah.
Like, not to be, too much. So I just started looking at things a little different and said, man, like, I'm sitting here killing myself for the Navy.
Right.
I'm sitting here stressing out about that position, about that job. Why?
Yeah.
And every time I got it, every time I made rank, I was happy for that moment. Like, yes, I just put on first class. What? I'm first class. I'm young, this and that. And then after a little bit, it was like,
It goes away.
What's
It's
next?
like buying a new car. You love the car for 3-4 months, and then you start leaving trash
It's
on the
normal,
floor.
right.
Like,
right.
It becomes
the
a new
same
normal.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
all the material things in the world, you get them. You spend tons of money on designer clothes, and the shit ends up in a pile somewhere before
Literally.
you throw it in the
It's all fleeting.
the wash. It's like, yeah, you care
Literally.
about stuff for a moment, and that's what you just said is spot on. I wish I felt more like that.
Yeah.
Like, part of me, I hear that, and I'm like that kind of motivates me to want to be more like that. But
It's
I
hard to
just
turn
can't.
around. Yeah.
I don't know. That's been a battle for me. Like, I'll say it, and then tomorrow morning I'll wake up and I'm like, all right, these are the million things I want you to do today. Like, I got this.
As long as you're not seeking fulfillment in those things. You get
Right.
what I'm saying? There's a difference.
I think I don't know what it is. I'm programmed to do it. I don't know why.
I think entrepreneurs in general are like that, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for me, I'm sitting here literally talking about how I'm content with where I'm at. But, I mean, my schedules every day are crazy. All the things I have going on, all the series, all this stuff. So I'm
Right.
still on it. It's not to say like I'm just sitting in my backyard, like, you know, sipping mojitos, chilling. It's
That
like I'm
sounds
still
great though.
right.
I want to do
I'm
more
still
of that.
hustling though, but we're still young, so we
Right.
should be hustling. We
That's
should
the
still be out
way-
here grinding.
Right.
But however, there's a difference from doing that and seeking fulfillment in it to where you're not happy with yourself and you're like, oh man, I just need to do this because when I do that, like people put off families for that type stuff.
Yeah.
They stop doing things because when I just get that job, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be everything I want. And then boom, now you just wasted 2 years working towards something that
Right.
it still didn't even fulfill you. So I think it's good to have that hustle. Like we're young, so let's keep going. But
I think that
you
it's,
know,
I learned that once I started reaching a certain level of success, and particularly from a financial perspective, like when I was young, we all grew up together, and we grew up kind of fucked up. Like money was everything when you don't have it when you grow up. So it's
Right.
like, all right, well, if I can get this job, if I can do this thing, I'm gonna be happy. And then every time I break through that ceiling that I set for myself or that goal that I set for myself, it's like that's not what makes you happy.
yeah.
So it's all about, one, I'm doing what I love. So that's probably the main driving factor for me. If this was me in a corporate America setting, I wouldn't have this same engine that I have. I would still work hard and try to be successful, but I wouldn't do it the way that I'm doing it now. I think that it's really my love for like just entrepreneurship and the fact that I'm able to do it in a field that I just genuinely love. Like I'm gonna
Right.
cook regardless. Like that's just that's one of the few things that I just genuinely like to do. So, all right, back to you though. So you got out of the military, when did you say? Recently?
February.
February. So still pretty new, less than a year.
Less than a year.
And then after you got out of the military, were you already doing the content while you were in the military, or you started afterwards?
I was, hustling while I was in the military. I was in charge of a whole office. I had about like 8 sailors under me. So I was doing that. I was after work, changing in my car, changing at the command to go do some reviews, go see clients, edit content on repeat. So
Right.
for about 2 years, I was like on this weird autopilot, like kind of neglecting myself a bit. Like I was just like, man, I gotta make it happen. I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? And to the point, like when I got out, I was just like, I didn't know really kind of how to chill,
Right.
because I was just always on go. So it took me a while to start to like plateau a bit, because I always felt like I was missing out on something, because
Yeah.
the military got me so used to like on go. So when I was like just chilling, I was like, dang, I need to do something. But
Right.
now I'm like, I think I have that good balance. But it was definitely an adjustment, but not too much, because as soon as I got out, literally, I got out like, when was my last day? It was like February. I left my command like the end of January. The next week, I had my sangria launch party. So I was already like starting life and doing what I needed to do for my next step. So it kind of was an easy transition, like career-wise, but mentally, I still kind of miss that community, the family that was in
Right.
the military.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And I imagine, don't have any military background, but I imagine it's kind of a tighter knit community than it is if you work like a corporate job in an office or something.
Yeah, I miss them. Like now I say like, dang, I used to like talk and see people every day.
Yeah.
Like new people or just people on my command. I used to be around people all the time. Now I'm kind of not. And then, dealing with somewhat social anxiety on like doing things when I'm not with my friends, that affects it. But I feel like I miss my brothers and sisters, right? And so I have this thing where I always say like, I can talk stuff about the military. My brothers and sisters in the armed forces could talk stuff about the military. But if somebody was in here right now talking stuff about the military to me, I check them.
Yeah.
Don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just feel like the people that we're in and that we serve, we get it. And yeah, there's might be some bad seeds and people may not deal with the politics in it, but there's people out there that leave their families,
For sure.
right? And you just won't know until you're just out there in the middle of the sea and you're just like, dang, I feel you. Until you have a fallen soldier or something, you're like, man, like that's just crazy. Like heartbreak for someone that you don't really know like that. So
Yeah.
the camaraderie really is deep.
I get it. It's like the only thing I can equate it to is like sports teams that I played on, but it's probably that times 1,000. Like,
Right.
Right.
is just a different type of
gets
like
intense.
brotherhood or
It does get
sisterhood.
intense. We gotta rely on each other, literally.
Do they
Right.
still call you? Like when they make rank, you still got friends in the military, they call you?
Yeah, my sailors, I still call them my sailors. We have a whole group chat still. They talk to me all the time. They come over, kick it. They call me like big sis. So
Nice.
it's like I keep that relationship with them, and
You probably inspire a lot of them too, because I
Yeah.
imagine that like anybody that's younger than us,
mm-hmm.
if you ask a kid today what they want to do, they're gonna say they want to be a YouTuber, or they want to do content. Like
Surprisingly not.
that's all I
did
hear.
a panel with high schoolers, and I was like, okay, so who wants to be a content creator? I thought they was all gonna raise their hand. Nobody. I said,
Really?
wow. I said, okay, my bad.
Well, I did a thing. Well, it was younger kids in high school though.
Elementary.
We did elementary
Yeah.
school, and
Yeah.
like 99% of them want to be YouTubers.
Yeah, they like, let me on YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I think now content creating though, it's a valid career path.
For
I think
sure.
some people try to knock it and they try to be like if a kid says, oh, I want to be a content creator, like some people might be like, what? No. But I think we made it to the point where it's a
I think
valuable career.
less and less of that is happening. I think
Yeah.
like 2-3 years ago, if somebody said they wanted to be a YouTuber, people were like, what are you talking about?
Right.
But now it's like you see. I think that a lot of it is like you see the Jake Pauls and the Mr. Beasts
Oh,
of
yeah.
the world that have like made tens of millions of dollars doing it. It's like the parents are like, well, guess it's like the same as like when we were growing up, we wanted to be athletes or
Right.
entertainers or whatever. It's the new version of that.
And influencers, I think, are like the new celebrities.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
sure.
influencers
Yeah.
are for sure. Like I don't know when's the last time I saw a new breakout celebrity in a movie come out versus like influencers.
I mean, you see it all the time. You
Yeah.
see people that are influencers now. They're doing things on TV or they're in shows or Kimmy's on BET. Like you see dope stuff like that all the time,
Right.
and they started from doing what we're doing. Like
Right.
and to be completely honest, these networks understand what's going on. The networks are dying. Nobody's watching
They
them.
need that attention.
They need to find the people that people are watching and
Right.
bring them in on the network and capitalize off of
sure.
their success, basically.
Right.
So if you're watching, cut that check.
Facts.
Send that
cut
email.
the check. Yeah, something. Seriously.
But that's how it is. Like, and that's why like a lot of these big food content creators on YouTube, Food Network couldn't pay Joshua Wiseman enough money to go do a show on Food Network.
No.
Yeah.
Not in a million years. So like the people that are making their own way and like have ownership of their brands and things, these networks can't afford to pay them anything. There's no
Right.
way they'll leave what they're doing to go work for Food Network.
There's so much power in that. Like the industry is just changing. There's just so much power that you can literally start with your phone and create a whole multi-million-dollar brand for yourself
Yeah.
without having to be under somebody's thumb.
Yep.
Just by being on YouTube. Like that's crazy when we think about it. And 10 years ago, it just seemed like you had to be picked up for modeling. Like someone had to recognize you. Oh, let me
Right.
get you. You had to do so much to make it, even to be in a movie, right? And now it's like people are just growing and having their own brands. I mean, I'm here for it.
It's dope.
Yeah,
It's
for
the
sure.
best time to be alive. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
The
people are
oligarchs are being moved out of the way. Like at first, if you wanted to be on TV, it's like you got to go to Fox, you got to go to these 5 different stations. Now it's
Yes.
like, hey, we started a show on YouTube, and they got picked up.
Yeah.
Now we're on TV with it. Like just
Right.
simple as that now.
people are building things. Like you see like 50 Cent's got his empire he's building in Louisiana. You see people are just the network like the way that things used to be is dying off.
And I think like you was talking about earlier about just like it's more personalized. Like
Yeah.
people want to see a face to the business. Like if I just say Fox News, it's like it's just Fox News. But if I say 50 Cent Production Company, it's like I can put a face to the business. So it's like it's
Right.
a little more personable that way.
Right.
So like people want to attach a face to everything that people are creating online. Like you mentioned Joshua Wiseman or Mr. Beast or these products that I go in the store. Like if I see Hershey, I don't put a face to Hershey. But if I see a
Right.
Mr. Beast bar, I can think about a face that's to that product.
Right.
I just think that's just where we're at in the cycle of products being created.
For sure.
Yeah, and people hold people accountable more too, though. I feel like back then, probably when celebrities were doing stuff and it was just in the tabloids, it was like, okay, but now we're just, we know cancel culture and stuff. And I don't think people necessarily get too canceled depending on what you do. But now if you kind of mess up, like you're really putting like your brand deals and all that stuff
for
on the
sure.
line because you say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, the people are coming for your neck. And if you do happen to lose that oomph behind you, like the people's support, then you really losing those brand deals. And brands are really saying, oh, I can't mess with you because you done said that online. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't give you that check because we can't work with you because, so I don't know. I think the internet right now is it's an amazing thing, but it also somewhat I feel like it's becoming a little bit dangerous.
Oh, for sure. It's kind of getting out of control a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that things will correct, like, once things get to one end of the spectrum that's too extreme, things tend to correct itself, and like the pendulum swings back and forth.
I'm wondering how it would reset though. Like maybe like the
I think
only
it's
way is
kind of
if
happening
TikTok
though.
got banned.
Like there was a time where the cancel
do.
culture was like any little thing, everybody
Yeah.
was jumping on everything that they heard, whether it's true or not, and now it's kind of like calming down a little bit. It starts to get too excessive, and then also I think the more you see something happen, the more conditioned you are for it, and I think you're not as outraged anymore because you've seen this thing happen 1,000 times on Twitter. Now it's like, all right, well, he did what with who? Like, all right, well, no big deal. We've seen this story 100 times now. So I think that over time things kind of like calm down.
Depending on the time period, like when
and depending on what you do.
Yeah,
like,
like
if it's something
facts.
like super
it
crazy.
was like those
then
people who
obviously
was
that's
doing that
still
wild
important.
stuff for a long time. Even we can bring it back to like what P Diddy, it was like the allegations for all these years. So it's like
Man.
now it's coming to a head. It's like you've
This
been
stuff coming to light.
Yeah, you've been doing all this stuff for a long time, and people are like,
Yeah.
"Hey, let's go ahead and investigate
Yeah.
that now." So it's like those people are being ushered out, who the bad actors, you could say.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you life is always catching up with you. And it may not happen to you. Let me look in the camera. It may not happen to you, right now, tomorrow, the next week, but it can happen to you 30, 40 years down the
Yeah.
line. You
What they
just
say
never
was
know.
done in the dark comes to light.
Yeah.
Yes, always. And we're witnessing that with so many celebrities that it's just all of a sudden all this stuff is coming up, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies.
On the other side of
honestly.
that, though, I think we got to understand and like just know that celebrities are just regular people.
Yeah.
Like traveling and doing the things that I'm doing, I've been in rooms with people that are tons of celebrities at this point, and they're just regular people.
Yeah.
Just like how we were just talking about how we're regular. To some people, they think we're celebrities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're regular. So like those people are regular too.
Yeah.
And they fuck up and they got things that are weird about them, and they got, they might have
couldn't imagine
fetish.
being on their
Who knows
scale.
what's going
Right.
on? That's just another person
Yeah.
with all of the weird
I think
things
to
that come with
explain it
being
like
a
in
human.
a kind of analogy is like a beautiful woman. People just put her on a pedestal, regardless of who
Yeah.
who she is. Same thing with a celebrity. They just put her on a pedestal, and you expect like better from them for some reason
Right.
as a society. So when it comes out, like you said, like they're still human.
Yeah,
Like,
they
these
just a
people are
weird.
still
Yeah.
human.
He was a weirdo probably forever,
For
and he
sure.
just a lot
Right.
of people know who he is, but
Right.
he's just a regular dude. If some guy worked at Walmart and you heard
Mm-hmm.
he was doing a bunch of weirdo shit, you'd be
You
like,
wouldn't be
that's
like-
fucked up,
Yeah.
but like whatever. But it's P Diddy, so it's like, oh my god, like
I think it's just because the difference is just the image that you'll see. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you see those people, yeah, we talked about it, like you kind of get it, like, yeah, you don't know P. Diddy, you don't know who he is, but you just seen him all these years. Like, man, that's Puffy. You seen him
Yeah.
with kids.
But he
you
always
seen
looked
him
a
with
little
the key
weird
to the
though
city.
to me.
He always had a rule.
He always
though.
see like I'm not that surprised.
kinda
to be
weird.
honest.
Anybody else wanted to call himself P. Diddy or Puff Daddy, we would have a
He
question.
had
mark.
how many names now? He got like 10 names or something.
Yeah.
Who knows
If you
what they was
always
calling him
dancing,
up.
yeah. After 40, you still dancing, you're a little weird.
Nah, he just
Man, that's crazy.
it's sad though. Like a lot of wild shit is going on.
That's
in the
why you
industry.
just got to do right. You just got to try to do right by people. You just got to try to
That's the most
be a good
important
person.
part.
That's it. Because
golden rule.
Literally, you keep on.
He was wilding
doing
out.
it. He was. He
The
was wilding.
the elevator video and all that, like that was crazy. That's
Bro.
like
I
so
forgot
much.
about that.
The other
So
shit is
much.
like when you get away with it for so long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's be for real. He felt like he was the man because he was the man. I mean, you
Yeah.
have all
Yeah.
that money. I couldn't imagine having all that money, all that power. And, there's all types of people online. Yes, they have kinks and stuff, but they say, like, the more money, the more power you have, the more access you have to things.
You're more of who, like, money doesn't change you. It makes you more of the person you are.
Yeah.
Humans are
Yes.
corruptible.
And hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully no police officers are watching this. But when I see a no U-turn sign, I don't obey that. I make a U-turn anytime I want to make a U-turn.
Yeah.
100% of the
How you
time.
gonna tell me I can't make
And
no
it's to the
U-turn?
point now where
What?
I feel invincible. When I don't
What?
I don't even think for a second I might get pulled over when I bust
Right.
these. That's probably how these people feel.
Like,
They've
bro,
been
how you
getting
gonna
away
pull
with
me
shit
over?
for
Yeah.
so long.
Think
It's
about
like,
the 80s and the
I'm
90s,
good.
like it was
Oh,
way less
man.
like everything.
yeah.
That was
Surveillance,
wild.
like,
Even
no
if you listen
phones.
to their music.
Oh yeah.
You know they was high as hell.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
It was
Man.
wilding out.
Listen to them songs, crazy. But I mean, I get you. Like, you do the U-turn. You know, I do a little jaywalk from time to time. You know what
Allegedly.
I'm saying? Yeah, allegedly.
It's all speculation.
Yeah, everything's allegedly. But, you know, I just feel like definitely when you have that much money, that part of that success. But that goes back, hey, let's tie it all into what I'm saying about fulfillment. Like, you just always seek. And there's a point where you might lose everybody in your life because you're just so much seeking for the next thing. And when you get to the top, don't they say it's lonely? It's lonely in the top. So where do you end up without family? Where do you end up on your deathbed with nobody around you, with all the people that you neglected in your life? And I think that's so important to kind of like understand that community, which for so long I was like, man, I'm independent. I could do bad by myself. I don't need nobody, you know, because that's kind of actually how I was raised. And then now that I'm older, I'm like, dang, like community is important. You do need a team. You need people that love you, support you, that are here to watch you grow, and you need the right team. And
it's human nature. Like people that say they don't care about what people think of them, or like that's all bullshit. Yeah. Natural human nature is you want to be accepted by your peer group. You want people to like you. You want to have a community of people that you can hang out with and spend time with, and you know, on the weekends you go have drinks or whatever. You have a cookout. You don't want to be just by yourself all the time. Nobody. I hear people say that, and like, there's no way that's true. Like, you want to, I feel like sometimes it's like the cool thing to say. But naturally, human nature is you want to be accepted.
We're just scared of being vulnerable. People are just scared of rejection, and they don't know how to process emotions. So
those are the same people that are under the YouTube comments saying weird shit all the time.
You ever hear somebody say, like, he ain't got no friends? He ain't got no friends? He ain't got no friends? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, right.
All right, let's ask the hard questions now. So, you do food reviews quite often. What is the most difficult? What I get asked a lot, I'll put it on me, is how do you stay in shape when you're dealing with this? So I'm sure you get that question a lot. Do you have any tips or protocols in place for how you maintain, you know, staying in shape while not your life revolves around food reviews, but your content at least revolves around eating a lot of food or good food? Things that maybe wouldn't be on the normal diet if you weren't doing content?
So I don't really eat so I can have a whole spread and I'm not eating it all. Yeah, I'm just having a taste. Some people might think I'm eating everything and I'm not. And I don't review, again, like every day. And I try to like watch what I'm eating when I'm not reviewing. So if I know there's a day where I'm going to review and it's like, okay, I'm about to review, I might have a little lighter, you know, depending on where I'm going. I might have a light breakfast, a light lunch or something. Just try to balance it out. Then I do go to the gym. I recently did cool sculpting though, which is
that worked?
It actually worked. It did great results. I'm actually posting a review on that soon. Yeah. It actually did work.
I've seen a couple ads on my timeline for that job.
Sign me up.
No, listen, it was good. So I did a partnership with them. So I mean, they wanted people to see if it actually worked, and I did see good results from it. So I feel, you know, something that's crazy though. I was asked the most craziest question that I've ever been asked today. I was reviewing a place, and the owner goes, "Hey, I have a question for you," because it was like a lot of food. And he's like, "So this is gonna be weird, but when you're eat all this food, like, do you throw it up?" And I'm like, I've never been asked that question.
Term for that.
Yeah, I've never been asked that question before, and I was like, no, I don't. I'm not eating all this food. You know what I'm saying? I'm just about to take little bites and stuff, pack it up, give it to my friends, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But it was just insane because from that question to other people, like, you know, how do you do this? I'm just like, do y'all really think I eat all this food?
I get that question all the time. Like, I cook, we might do 4 recipes in a day, and people are like, what are you doing with all the food? I'm like, what do you think?
Yeah, friends.
I'm giving it my wife takes it to work. I'm giving it to Moody's family. I'm giving it to Jamel. I'm giving it to whoever wants it. But I'm not going to eat it all. I'll be 500 pounds.
No, seriously. And there's a time where I'm just burnt out on food. Like, it's like I'm kind of good off.
I wish.
No, like I'm kind of good off like there's so much food at me. So it's I kind of like, I don't want to like eat all that, or it doesn't look appetizing to me after a while. Like having a full spread of food now just is kind of like, oh my God. But it'd be good, but it's just kind of like, I don't really want to do it. So that's also why I don't post reviews so often, because sometimes I just be burnt out.
I'm a glutton. I never get tired of it. And I got an addictive personality.
Maybe you should review a wings festival. I reviewed a wings festival one time.
Well, if I eat like 30 wings, then I'm repulsed by wings at that point. But I'm saying tomorrow I might want wings again. We did the wing challenge,
Yeah,
and I think how many wings I ate? 38 or something crazy.
something like that.
And then like 2 days later, I was like, I
can
go
go
for
for some
wings.
Oh
Go for
yeah,
some
no.
wings.
So the hard
No, I
question,
was
right?
good.
Who got better food, Richmond or the 757?
Ooh, I don't.
She can't say
I
Richmond.
know. I just got to put it
The
out there.
storm chases are going to be
I know the
riding.
yeah, the
hard
storm
question.
chasers. So you lied to us. So I honestly I haven't been to enough places in Richmond to really have a good answer on that.
Okay.
Where
I
have
just
you been?
haven't. In Richmond,
That spot called.
You gotta go to Fat Dragon. Let me give you a list. You ready?
yeah.
Damn.
Oh, Fat Dragon is on my list.
Fat Dragon is phenomenal.
Okay.
Get the jalapeno and get the steak and jalapeno fried rice.
Okay.
One of the best fried rice you'll ever have, guaranteed. What else is really good there? That's
The
my
I like the
favorite.
regular. I like the shrimp fried rice.
That's good too.
Yeah.
The fried rice, they know what
They
they're
have
doing.
been on my list for a minute,
Yeah.
so
Really good. You can't go wrong in there.
yeah.
What's the
Jamaica
soul
House.
food spot?
Ooh, Jamaica House. Okay,
What we
never
just
heard
went
about that.
No.
Jamaica House is really good. Red House
Red
Chinese
House,
food.
Chinese.
It's
Okay.
not in the
so
best
y'all
side of
lacing
town.
me up on some good spots, not just the.
I'm giving you the
Yeah,
real.
the real
yeah,
legit
I'm from
spots.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
These are the
that's
real
what
spots.
I need. Cause like when I go there, like I'll have a couple recommendations from people, but other than that, I'm just searching up places that I think are good. Cause like one of my biggest rules too is like I try not to review anywhere that's under like 4.3, 4.2 stars.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of pushing it for me.
But like the hood Chinese, you can't look at the stars.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
I mean,
it's-
as
don't
long
look
as
at the
there's,
stars,
but
yeah.
there,
Like,
yeah, there's different
just drink
things.
that
So
sweet
like,
tea.
if it is a
Yeah.
hood Chinese type place, you know,
Yeah.
I'm most of the time with those though, you could look at reviews and it's probably about customer service, stuff like that. But some places when you like, I'm very big on reading reviews.
Just close your eyes and go with the vibe. Red House on Azalea Avenue. It's not gonna miss. Get the sweet tea. General Tso's
I'm
chicken.
okay with that though.
They put me
you know
on
what
to
I'm
it.
saying?
Shrimp egg
It's
rolls,
good.
the fried chicken wings, the rice, the lo
Yeah.
mein.
The
Okay.
tea.
Get it all. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'ma try
Jamaica
that.
House, get the island fried chicken. You're never gonna find it anywhere else in any Jamaican food restaurant in the world. It's unique to Jamaica House in Richmond,
Okay.
Virginia. It's it's fried chicken. It's coated in almost like a brown stew gravy, but they do something different to it. It's so good.
Yo, I'm definitely
The
gonna
cabbage
need
and the
all
rice
these
and peas
places
kind of
written
trash,
down.
but
Y'all
the
gotta send me these
proteins
places.
are good.
You been a croaker spot in Richmond?
Yes, I have.
Kroger spot's cool. It's
Oh,
a staple.
actually, no, I went to the other one. What's
Mama
the other
J's.
soul
Mama
food place?
J's.
Not Mama J's, the other one.
Southern Kitchen or
Yes,
something.
Southern
See,
Kitchen.
that's new school shit. That went around when I was a
Yeah.
kid.
It was pretty good. I like the little vibe in there. It was nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that-
still haven't been a croaker
What we
spot.
went to, Rondo?
Lily Pearls is fire.
Lily Pearls.
Mm.
I have, yes, that's been on my list too.
It's good.
All right, that's when you go. Lily Pearls, Jamaica House,
Okay.
Red House, and Fat Dragon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try those out. I like that, like the good spots that y'all grew up with.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Oh, yeah,
what I
for
like.
sure.
That's
That's important.
Yeah, that is
So
important.
out here, let's I'm not gonna say top, but if you wanted to go for like takeout or if you wanted to go like a finer dining, could you give us some recommendations for out here?
I should have came with my recommendations ready.
It's all
Like,
right.
how could I not? Let's see. So I would say good takeout places that I would like to go to is like Major Philly cheesesteaks. I absolutely love the jerk chicken cheesesteak from there. That's like one of my favorite things. They also have a birria cheesesteak, which is fire, like crazy.
This is the spot that went viral.
Yeah, the oxtail
For the
cheesesteak.
oxtail.
Yeah, the birria cheesesteak
That's
is
what I was
like
talking about.
crazy. So Major Philly cheesesteaks. What else? If I want some good takeout.
Have you had Windy City Pizza yet?
No. Oh, actually, yeah, because that would used to be by my base over there. Windy City's pizza is good. What's
The
the other
square
one?
pizza though. The deep dish is cool, but the
Giano's.
square
Crazy.
thin pizza from Windy
Yeah.
City is the best pizza in town.
Have you guys ever went to High Street in Portsmouth? The
No.
pizza place. So they have really good. I think that's one of my favorite pizza places. They have Detroit style pizza.
Someone
It's super
just
good,
posted that.
but it's
You gotta
not
try
good
it.
left over. Like having
Yeah.
it there and having it like a little after, fire. Having it left over, absolutely not. But I would say that pizza is so good. Fancy dining, like, let me think.
It's not a lot.
I mean,
out
if you
here.
was bringing, someone came out and you was taking them out to somewhere to eat for like dinner,
Where would you go?
Where would you go?
Maybe like I think Bird and Baldwin is nice.
I hated it.
Really? I think it has a nice little vibe in there.
My steak was gray.
Oh.
Like, there was no char on it. You can't be a steakhouse and say, like, this is the steak.
That's the only thing
Yeah.
about food reviews. Like you said, like if you go and your experience may be amazing, then you try to bring a friend.
But
and
then it's
not.
like owning a restaurant for like 2 weeks now. I know that things like the chef that's good, he might have quit or
Been
cut
off,
his
yeah.
finger or like, and then you got some guy who just was there that day, and that's my
Yeah, it could
review.
be rough.
So historically, like back in the day when people were really food critics, like for like the New York Times, the rule was you have to eat at the spot 3 times before you leave a review, and that's because it nullifies all of the inconsistencies that might happen. Like I might show up to
Yeah.
Bird and Baldwin and the fucking 4th cook on the food chain is cooking my steak today because everybody else is off. And now I hate it because it was terrible because the guy just started last week and he didn't know what he was doing or whatever.
Right.
But if I go again and I go 3 times, I have a pretty good understanding of how good the place might be.
And that's one thing that I really face a lot too, is because like I might like review a place, right? And I might get specific things. Like you see my review, you see what I got. And I'm like,
Right.
you know what? I really like this food. I enjoyed my experience. You might go get something completely
Completely
different that I didn't
different.
get.
Yeah.
And
For
then
sure.
now you like, oh, I went to this place that did it, but you didn't even get what
You
I
didn't
got.
follow the game
you know,
plan.
Yeah, you
Right.
didn't even get what I got.
I'm giving
and-
you the gems here.
Yeah,
And-
and, they still
and
not
the-
having the whole menu.
The internet moves so much faster than the 3 review situation.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
got to put out 3 different spots in 1 week. I don't have the time to go to this one spot 3 times to post 1 piece of content because
Right.
everybody
But
wants
I think that it's particularly for like not you
Yeah.
because your reviews that I've seen have been overwhelmingly positive, and I think that you seem like the type of person that if you really really hate something, you probably just will go on to the next place.
Yeah, like I don't
Like
post
you're
like
not
real
you're not
negative. Yeah.
trying to be mean.
Yeah, no.
There are some people that do what you do that like are intentionally trying to be tough,
Yeah.
like real tough critics and like whatever. Which whatever. If that's your thing, do your thing. But like be fair about it. Like
Right.
don't let this be the only time you've ever tried it. They had one off day because of whatever may be going on. Granted, I think that restaurants should hold themselves to a standard in which the food should be as good consistently, as possible.
Right.
But everybody has a bad day,
And I feel like
including the person that's giving the review. Like
right.
you're not
Yes.
perfect either.
Right.
Let's give them a fair shake.
And I feel like you know this with owning your restaurant is that, especially here in this area, it's hard to find people. I think that's kind of
Oh my
everyone in the
God,
restaurant. It's
it's-
hard to find good, motivated cooks. That's what a lot of the business owners I talk about.
Yeah.
And I get it. So you might have an off day, understandable. And also, I might run into a lot of the times like people recognize me when I'm going to their restaurant or I'm invited out or whatever the case may be. And it's like, if my food was A1,
They
like,
knew it was you.
know,
They're
they
like,
knew it was
"She's
me,
out,
so they're
don't
trying to make
fuck
it
this up."
perfect. And it's hard
Today'll be your
because
last day.
sometimes I just pull up on. I don't even tell them I'm coming. I don't even tell them
Good.
who I am. I'm just pulling up, and then somebody noticed me. Boom, tell them. I'm pretty sure they do. All of a sudden, I'm getting like A1 type
Yeah.
treatment, So
Right.
at this point,
Here's
I
a
just be
shot
telling
on the
Storm
house.
Chase. No, seriously, like, hey, we want you to try this new. So I'm like,
The
oh,
chef
okay.
wants you to have
They make
this.
your experience the best they possibly
Yeah.
could. And it's like,
Yeah.
all I can tell you is what happened
But
to
I
me
just
when I
like
went.
that. I've had to delete 2 videos. I've
Yeah.
had to delete 2 videos from my platform because, I had a good experience with the business and people that went didn't. And I don't like that. Like maybe onesie twosies, but if it's a lot of people that
Yeah.
keep commenting saying, no, like this was not it. So I deleted you off my platform, just because I don't represent that. Like if I
Right.
go to a place, even though I genuinely did like it, it just seemed to me like y'all really did go out your way for me, but for everybody else coming in here, y'all didn't.
Don't care.
And I don't like that. Like don't put my name on the line.
But what if
I'm
the
doing
chef
that.
could have got fired or quit or got another
Yeah.
job? Like it's a million things that go into
But
the
not
overall.
right after.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because usually, so the storm chasers work quick. So when I post a place is popping, they'll go the next day. Yeah, a couple days. They work quick. So it wasn't, if I post a place and all of a sudden the next day or whatever, I'm getting comments 2 days later. It's like, no, y'all just, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the times it might just be service too. Man, waitress was rude. Staff was rude. But again, for me, I'm getting VIP treatment. I'm getting,
Yeah.
oh girl, I love your nails. I love your hair. You're so
Right, right.
pretty. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh man,
Should treat
it's
everybody
hard.
like that.
Right.
Yeah, and people tell me to like Keith Lee it. People are like, you should start being like Keith Lee. Like you should have your friends going. But if you look at my content, how much takeout do I just do? I go to a lot of restaurants, and a part of my content is I love showing people the ambiance, like
Yeah.
what the place
Yeah, don't want
looks
to eat
like.
in your car all the time.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a little hard for me. So I'm still trying to work that out, but teach
You're doing a
their own.
good job though. Everybody raves about you to me. Like I found out about you from people sending me your stuff in DMs.
And that's what's up. Okay.
So the
But-
storm chasers are real.
Yeah, the storm chasers. I mean, honestly, it's been a great journey. It's been a great experience. I'm so blessed to have the platform that I do, and that people, not only just trust my judgment, but they really rock with me, you know, because
Right.
even when people do come and say, man, I went to this place because I didn't like it, but, you know, I still love you, girl. Like, you know, it's just little things like that to where they understand. Like,
And everybody's
I'm not
palate,
perfect.
like there's no way
Yeah.
100% of your reviews people are gonna go and they're gonna like it just the way you liked it.
Yeah,
Like
but
you might
odds
like
are
things
you probably
spicy
like
and they
something
don't.
from it. You might have either
Right.
like the ambiance,
Or at least the
the
experience,
drinks.
like the things that you
Yeah.
said were accurate. Like,
Mhm.
you know, the people were nice, the bathrooms are clean, like little shit that's important. Like everybody's palate's not the same, I guess is what I'm saying.
Right, I'm gonna start wearing a disguise. I'm just pull up on people and have a little wig on and
That'd
whole
be
different
a
disguise.
new element to the
Yeah, have
content.
a
right
whole
there.
different disguise and just pull up and just, you know, be so incognito to try to get a regular experience. I personally think that it's been a while since I had just like a natural, good, organic experience, if I'm being honest. Because even if I go to the place, like I said, like somebody would genuinely notice me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I don't want to. I love 757, but I don't think that this is the best food town in
Yeah.
the world.
I,
And I've
I'll give you
been
that.
a lot of places.
Because, you know, I'm from San Diego.
Yeah,
so
I wish
we
it was
gets
better
down.
here, honestly. But you know,
Yeah.
I got my spots that I like stuff at. What's next for you? What like the next year or two? What do you see yourself doing? Do you have any big goals? Anything that you would like to share?
Mm,
I know you got the sangria that's out. Where can people find that?
So my sangria is at Water's Edge Winery. It's on the naval bases at the Navy Exchanges.
Okay.
And then it's
Big
also
Navy.
in the it's also in the Ghent Rooftop Bar. And I'm working with a couple other restaurants to get it in there right now. And then also with the winery, I'm dropping a winter flavor. So we're working on that.
Nice.
So that's cool. I'm working on like an ebook. I do want to eventually get into hosting like some workshops, classes, things like that. And then perhaps, you know, get my own podcast situation, you know, hopefully in the next year or so. So,
Awesome.
you know, just
Well,
kinda
you're
figuring
natural
that
at
out.
it, so I think you'll do
thank
great.
you.
For sure.
You were a little nervous, but
I
as
was.
soon as the camera started
trust me,
rolling,
I
you
still been a
came
little
right
shaky,
on.
like seriously. But you know, it's definitely been good. So I appreciate y'all for having me.
Of
It's all
course.
good
For sure.
vibes. So.
Where can they find you?
So you can follow me on Instagram at _Stormy Blue, and then on TikTok is Stormy Blue with 2 E's.
We gotta get you on YouTube. No YouTube
I don't.
yet?
I need to do YouTube. I've been saying that for the longest.
You already got the
so.
like
That
you can load it on
disguise,
shorts
yeah.
and just
That,
you
yeah,
probably
let
get
me do my little
100,000 followers in a
disguise
week.
video. Yeah, for sure.
And vlogs.
Yeah,
like
do all of
every
that.
time I vlog or something, they like it, they enjoy it.
What about like hotel reviews? Are you? I'm big on that. Like
Mm-hmm.
when I'm going somewhere for the first time, I go on YouTube and I want to see
Exactly
the
what it look
space
like.
before I like book a suite somewhere. I'm like, I'm not spending this money if I don't know that it's nice. Like I want
Right.
to see.
Yeah, I've done a few hotel reviews. Again, like the work is there for me, right?
Yeah.
It's just a matter of me just doing it. Like
Right.
it's there. It's like
Don't let me add to your plate. You got a good little thing going on.
yeah,
Like,
it's,
you
you know what I'm
should do-
saying? Yeah, it's there. It's just, you know, I'm definitely in my transition phase, even me. And I give myself grace because, like I said, I just got out the military. So
Yeah.
I'm still in that, like, okay, let me do this, let me do that. But, you know, there's a lot of things. Oh, and I'm trying to get into more nonprofit work with like lupus and stuff in
That's
the
dope.
area and looking into that. So that's like kind of big on my list is like, for May, Lupus Awareness Month, this year I want to try to do something really big about it, like partnering with the local restaurants and stuff. So that's kind of what I'm starting to work on now.
Love it.
Good, I like that.
Well, make sure you guys check her out. She is great on Instagram. Hopefully, we get her on YouTube real soon too.
Yes,
That's where the
YouTube.
big bucks is. YouTube.
That might be my motivation right now. You telling me, Mr.
telling
Make It
you.
Happen said, make it happen.
Get it
so
on.
I'm going to make it happen.
You already got the content. It makes sense. Just repurpose it, post it on YouTube.
Facts.
It'll work.
Thank you.
So, you got anything else, man, before we wrap it up?
No.
Cool. Make sure you guys hit the like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow Stormy, and we'll see you next week.